Earth, the birthplace of man. It's hard to believe that we once lived unprotected on its surface, exposed like animals. Fortunately, we had the good sense to abandon our cities on this surface and move underground. Now we're safe, but there were some who took a different path to find new homes out there in the stars. Their descendants now live on the spacer planets, spoiled, self-centered, and wasteful, without disease, free to pursue science and art, every wish fulfilled, and all because of the robots who serve them. Thousands of robots. Smart, strong, obedient. Robots who build more robots till they outnumber the spacers 100-fold. Robots who wait on them, who serve them, even pilot their ships. Well, we have robots too, but mostly where people won't go. Topside, tending crops. But our little tin men are minor league compared to the spacer robots. And that means the spacers call the shots. So now, they've set up a base out in old New Jersey, here to help us, the spacers say. Yeah, well, look, I don't know what their base is really for, but I'll tell you this. Keldon Amadiro didn't come here to help the Earth.
And His Honor the Mayor warned that these census figures will mean even smaller food allotments for the months to come. In other news, the arrival earlier this week of spacer Keldon Amadiro is regarded ominously by local authorities. Well known for his anti-Earth views, Amadiro was sent directly from Aurora to head up the Spacertown base. He was met by Dr. Han Fastoff, the galaxy's leading roboticist, who has been at Spacertown for several months now. Fastoff has often been at odds with Amadiro over Earth-spacer policy issues. Ever since his arrival, Amadiro has been unavailable to News 99 for comment on his appointment to the Spacertown base. In other news, riots against spacers and robots flared up in 5 locations around the city this week. The most violent demonstrations were at the Transrail plant in Brooklyn, where 30,000 jobs are being lost to robot workers. The city police, however, have matters well in hand.
The citizens of New York have nothing to fear. We have matters well in hand.
And that's the news of the week in review. This Friday, May 25th, 2249.
Spacers, riots, robots. Whatever happened to your basic burglary?
Detective Bailey.
Sammy, how many times have I asked you not to sneak up on me like that?
306, Detective.
Just forget it, Sammy.
Forget what? Detective Bailey, Commissioner Enderby wants to see you in his office right away. He's real worried. He just heard from Spacertown. He's real worried.
So what else is new? Every time the boss got a furrowed brow, Sammy looked like he was going to fry a chip. And I guess with half the city out rioting and Spacertown pushing him around, he might be a little angry.
He's real worried. He's real worried. He's real worried.
The trouble is, whenever Julius starts feeling the heat, it's Lige Bailey, ace detective, who ends up putting out the fire. I hear you're real worried, Julius.
I told him, Commissioner.
Thanks, Sammy. Sit down, Billy. There, help yourself to a cheese blitz.
You're the only one who can stand that sugary stuff, Julius. I went out 100 years ago.
Lige, don't you ever long for the good old days? Before the robots, before the spacers, when you could get real food, real music.
Fresh air, sunshine.
All right, don't be crude, Bailey. I just had a call from Han Fastoff. You know what he wants me to do? He wants me to bring a spacer onto the force.
A spacer in the city? They're petrified of catching Earth germs.
Not this one. He's a robot.
What?
Exactly.
Oh, Fastoff said it was just an experiment, wouldn't last long. But Lige, read about Earth. Our birth rate, the overcrowding, food shortages, the spacers are afraid will turn on. So they want to have their robots in key positions on Earth to watch us.
A spacer robot? No, not a chance. The men will never stand for that.
Yeah, I don't know if I can either. I'm trying to be reasonable with these spacers, but, I mean, they act as if you aren't even there. Oh, damn. These things cost a fortune to fix. But I'm not much good without them.
Why don't you just get a genetic eye twist like everyone else?
Look, Bailey, I can't tell Fastoff no. Now, I want you to go to Spacer Town, bring this wind-up detective back. His name is Daniil Oliva. We'll figure out what to do with him later.
Wait a minute. Spacer Town's topside. I can't do that.
Guys, you don't have to go outside. The tube takes you right to their dome complex. Look, I gotta get out of here. I'm about ready to explode. I'm going over to Queens to get these glasses fixed. Sammy will fill you in the details.
This is a priority 1 assignment. You'll need to establish a link-up with the technicians at Data Log Central, Detective Bailey.
Thank you, Sammy. That's very helpful.
You're welcome, Detective. Have a nice day.
Data Central, this is Detective Elijah Bailey. Open a file for me called Assignment Robot. I'll be heading over to Spacer Town, so I guess I'll need a map and any background information you can give me. Spacers. If they had to have an outpost, did they have to put it in New Jersey? I really don't want to do this. Spacers make me feel, well, small. And they're robots. I have nightmares about spacer robots, and now Enderby tells me I have to work with one. I should have called in sick today. Well, almost there. Took the local to drag the trip out to half an hour, but now I'm here. Spacer Town. Oh, I'd heard all about what would happen when I got there. Decontamination. You got them all yet? Huh? No, there's one there. Ah, nasty little earth germ. Yeah, you better zap that one quick. Good. Got the little... Not afraid of my blaster, but watch out for my sneezes. Guess this means I pass, right? Huh? Otherwise you wouldn't... Sorry, could you direct me to Dr. Fastoff's lab? I'm here to see a man about a robot.
You have found him.
Oh, Dr. Fastoff, I'm sorry, I didn't...
Excuse me, Detective Bailey. I am Daniil Oliva.
You? You're not a robot. Well,
Yes, I am Detective Bailey. I am a new humanoid robot developed by Dr. Fastoff himself. You seem doubtful. Perhaps I can convince you this way.